Halloween is almost here, so I decided to platinum Outlast 2. This game might be the scariest game I ever played, but making my way through the story wasn't the most scary part about this journey. There are two trophies that are so difficult that only 1% of people were able to achieve this platinum. This game only has 3 stages that need to be done in order for me to complete this platinum. The first stage is to simply complete the story on Nightmare mode, which I will explain why later on. Next is stage 2. This stage I have to get all collectibles and all miscellaneous trophies. Spoiler alert, they were very bad trophies. Now for the final stage, stage 3. I have to finish the game on insane difficulty without reloading the camera throughout the entire playthrough. You're probably wondering, what is insane mode? This is basically nightmare mode, which is almost every enemy one-shots you. But the only difference is that insane mode is a permadeath mode. And since I can't use my camera, I have to navigate through the dark a lot. But before we get on that, first we have to finish stage 1. The game starts on a helicopter where we are going in the middle of nowhere to investigate a case on a missing pregnant woman. We are with our wife Lynn, who's an interviewer, and with her husband cameraman Blake. We started recording an intro when suddenly a bright light flashes and causes the helicopter to crash. When we wake up, we immediately grab the camera. For some reason, this kind of reminds me of someone.
Total, bro.
Later, we find the pilot, who seems fine, he just needs a bandage. After we meet our first one-shot enemy, Marta. Right now, she might not seem intimidating, but don't worry, she has one of the most scariest parts to beat on Insane. Then we find Lynn in the chapel, who jumps out a 9 feet window. We keep moving, and then we find out that Lynn had a little too much fun at the Diddy party. Eventually, Val, a femboy who weirdly licks us multiple times, catches us. This is the second one-shot character we meet, but we only see her again on the last part of the game.
You're him, ain't you? The outsider.
We finally meet someone who's not trying to kill us. After talking to him a little bit, we found out that the pregnant woman we came out here for is his daughter. He lets us in his house and lets us rest under his floor so no one could find us. When we wake up, we hear Martha upstairs threatening him and telling him if he doesn't tell us where we are, she's gonna kill him. Luckily, this guy is in 6'9", so he doesn't let us out. After doing a very scary section with Martha, which I will explain more in detail in stage 3, I got a trophy. This is my second trophy because the first trophy for some reason didn't pop, but here it is. After making my way further into the game, we meet Nick and Lair. These are the hardest boss in the game. When they find us, they put us on a cross with hammer and nails. Somehow we escaped it. It didn't take too long to get our revenge. I mean, we're not the ones that killed them, but they're still dead because of us, so I'll count it. After going through a bloody village, we find Lynn, which once again, she's on a weird sex party. What they say must be true.
I know ain't no party like a Diddy party. So
After we drop our pregnant wife 6 feet, we start running for Martha for the last time, cause she gets killed by a huge cross. Finally, we escaped with Lynn, who gave birth, which was one of the weirdest shit I ever seen. But in the end, she didn't survive, and that basically concludes the first playthrough. And these are all the story-related trophies. And this trophy was for completing it on Nightmare mode. That concludes stage 1 of this platinum. Now we have to move on to stage 2, which is to get all collectibles, which are the recordings and the notes. And we have to get every miscellaneous trophy. The first trophy I did is the crawl trophy. All I had to do was crawl for 15 minutes straight. This is what I mean by terrible trophies. After going to that boring hell, I attempted to drown myself for 20 minutes straight. For the truly baptized trophy, only 4 miscellaneous trophies were left, and they were pretty easy. One was for keeping the microphone on for 20 minutes, and another one was for sliding on blood. All I had were the last two. I had to finish the game in under 4 hours, and finish the game without hiding in a barrel or closet. Now that stage 2 is done, we can move on to stage 3. These are the last 2 trophies remaining until I get my platinum. To be honest, I practiced this game a lot, so I felt pretty confident. There were some parts I was scared of, but I didn't think this was gonna take long. I was wrong. The first part of the game was really easy. It was like the tutorials and stuff, but later we move on to the cart push. The objective here is to push the cart to the gate, but while you're pushing it, Martha's gonna chase you down. I found a strategy where you can run into the fence and play the song. And for some reason, she just disappears. But the problem I found with this strat is that sometimes it doesn't work, so this happened. On my second attempt, I did the card push successfully, and now I got to go to one of the scariest parts with Nick and Lair. When I open the door, they are trying to kill me with a bow. I have to run around the house, keep hugging the wall until I find this specific house. I jump through the window, lock both doors as quickly as possible, and wait for them to bust through the door. When they enter the house, I jump out of a window and escape, which luckily I did successfully. Now it's time for the library section. This part is super annoying because you have to use a lot of batteries, which I try to navigate through the dark by using a map I found on Reddit, but I just kept getting lost. Eventually I found a way. Now when I arrive, I have to run back, wait for him here. When he comes, I just loop around him. But I was in a huge panic, and I went through early, and he killed me in one shot.
Hey, Lois, what's going on here?
Oh, it's my book club, Peter. Come, join us.
Oh, okay.
After dying another stupid death because I was watching a regular show on my second monitor, I had to go through my training arc by replaying the hardest parts of the game. And on the next attempt, this happened. I died again. But the next attempt, this happened. We finally got to the last part of the game. Now all that's left is the last encounter with Martha, and we get the platinum. As you can see, I was very excited, but I couldn't yet because it was 3 in the morning. And that got us the Messiah and the Saint trophy, as well as the platinum.
Let's go!
Overall, I'll give this game an 8 out of 10, because it was hard, but it wasn't the hardest thing I ever did. And for the time, it's 55 hours, but it's completely wrong, because for the insane mode, I had to leave my PlayStation on while I slept and went to school. So that added up a lot of hours. For enjoyment, it was a 7 out of 10. It was a very fun game, but I'm not into horror games that much, but I still enjoyed this one very much.